we discuss about the latter part of the second lesson, the very last part, right? So we have to continue from that particular point onwards, right? So like we went up to the network diagram part, right? And as I remember, we draw the particular network. Yeah, can anyone confirm, like, yeah, I remember we didn't draw beyond this, right? So we were done with this, and we end up the session. So if I recap, it means like the same devices are going to be discussed with the following note. So let's write down the note, and meanwhile let's discuss what it is, right? So we talk about the network interface card. The network interface card is the one which help us to have the network connection through a network cable, right? So this network interface can be there as welded into the motherboard, like it shows in the center picture, or else we can have this port by connecting a particular network card into our motherboard, right? So anyway, either the way, the it is the network cable which help us to have the network connection from your computer with another computer, right? So if I show you a clear picture about the Rj45 connector, which is the connector at the end of the network cable, right? So it is like this, right? So if you got a pure TV connection or a dial-up TV connection, or the network cables at your home, so you can just give it a look about the RJ45 cable. It is something very similar to the telephone jack, but there is a little difference, right? And when you need to create a small network, you need this network cable. Like if you assume like you have to create a network with 5 different computers, you need 5 different cables, like 5 network cables, to be connected with the switch. So then only they will be able to communicate with each other, right? So the same functionality can be provided by a device called hub, right? So hub and switch both are capable of creating a local area network, but there are differences, right, which we are going to learn today, right? So before we move to the switch and hub, it's better you copy down about the network interface card. So have the subheading, and please copy these 2 lines, right? These 2 lines. Yeah, I hope my voice is clear at your side. If you get in any interference, just let me know, since training is going around. Sometimes there will be some internet connection interference, right? Let me know when you are done, people. Right, great. So two are done. How about the others? Right. So I'm going to move forward. So next one is a switch and hub. As I told you, like we can use a switch or a hub to have or to create a local area network. Now, a local area network means, like, think about your school lab, right? You may have realized that you've seen something on your wall, like they have this little box which is fixed onto your wall, and they place a device which has little LED bulbs like going on and off in green, right? So that's it. That is the device which we call a switch, and each and every computer is connected with that switch through a network cable, right? So you may not see that because there is a network people, when they lay a network, they always try to hide the network cables from the users, because uh, like one is for like to have some nice and easy arrangement in a lab, and again that is for protection moreover, right? So anyway, if you observe carefully, you will see there is a network cable going from each and every computer to that particular device. So in your schools, they are using a switch, because a switch is the one which is capable of handling the network traffic in a very efficient manner. So, in the other hand, Hub is having the same capabilities, but same capabilities means Hub is having the capability of establishing a local area network, but comparing to the switch, Hub does not have the ability to optimize or like manage the network traffic inside it. The network traffic කියන්නේ මොකක්ද කියලා එකපාරට ඔළුවට එන්නේ නැත්නම්, just think about a normal road, right? හිතන්නකෝ නේද main road එකක් තියෙනවා, main road එකට by roads ගොඩක් connect වෙලා තියෙනවා කියලා, right? So like main road එකකට වඩා ඔයගලන්ට වටිනවා roundabout එකක් කියන කතාව. මේ roundabout එක තමයි switch එක කියලා හිතන්න. So to the roundabout there are a lot of roads are being connected. So if you need to go somewhere, some other direction, so first you have to cross the roundabout. So when the roundabout is going to be a switch can like maintain or like direct the data to the specific computer, right? Computers පහක් තියෙනවා නම්, right? If I illustrate you in here, I don't know whether I have drawn you this last time. Yeah. So like if the switch is right over here, if this is the switch and these are the, let's say these are the computers, right? So this is PC1, this is PC2, this is PC3, and this is PC4. So at the same place, I'll draw the same situation with a hub. this is PC1, this is PC2, this is PC3, and this is PC4. So let's take the scenario that PC1 needs to send a message to PC3, right? So PC1 send a message to PC3, right? So in a switch, what is happening is the message will be sent to the switch first, then switch identified, okay, this is need to be sent to the PC3, then it is directly sent to the PC3. So it receives like that. But when it comes to the hub, the story is different. When the PC1 send the message to the hub cannot recognize which is the PC3. So what it does is it sends the message to all other PCs in the network, right? So on those cases, PC3 will accept the message where the other PCs will reject the message, right? But here in the network, they have created unwanted data traffic. නේද මේ පාරෙත් හරියට වාහනයක් ඇවිල්ලා තේරුමක් නැතුව මේ පාරෙත් වාහන ඇවිල්ලා තේරුමක් නැතුව වගේ තත්ත්වයක් තමයි තියෙන්නේ. So that is what we call an unwanted data traffic, right? So that is why we say hub is more efficient switch is more efficient comparing to the hub, right? So the differences, they are talking about the data transmission speed as well. Hub sends the transmitted data, as we talk, hub sends the transmitted data to all the computers, where the switch sends to the relevant computer, right? So which is the reason to have less traffic with the switch and more traffic with the hub, right? And as well as when it comes to the data transmission, hub uses the half duplex method, right? So that means when data is moving to one direction, no data can be moved to the opposite direction, right? So that is the way of half duplex. The half duplex allows you to communicate to both the side, but one side at a time. And switch uses the full duplex, right? So it can communicate both the ways simultaneously, right? Okay, so that is the story about switch and hub. So let's take down about the switch and hub. So regarding the switch and hub, I will highlight the things. So you only need to write down those things. So have the heading switch / hub. And yeah, the first sentence is important, and as well as the second. It's better if you can write those things as two separate points. And plus, starting from here, this is going to be the third point. As well as the last point. So it will create 4 points, right? Only the highlighted part need to be written. People, let me know when you are done. Right. Is everyone done? Is there anyone still writing this? Ah, okay, okay, okay. Carry on. No, Ranuja will not be able to do that. Like when the like what Ranuji is asking is when the message is sent through a hub, can all the users to watch the message? They won't, because message is something that can be retrieved only the receiving end. ඒ කියන්නේ message එකේ ලියලා message එකේ include කරලා තියෙනවා to which device this message belongs to කියන එක. Right? ඔගොල්ලෝ A level වලට IT කරොත් අපි ඉගෙන ගන්නවා කොහොමද device එකකින් device එකකට message එකක් යනකොට ඒ අදාළ device එක අඳුනගන්නේ අදාළ app එක අඳුනගන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා. So like without, like if that detail is going to be conflict, the message won't be retrieved, right? It cannot be retrieved. But like due to the act of the hub, it just create an unwanted traffic inside it, inside the network. That's all. It won't be able to retrieve by the other people or the other devices, but it's only create an unwanted traffic, right? Got it, Ranuja? Risara, there are like there are 3 lessons per term, right? So like that's how your nine lessons are being completed, right? Gavindo, I'm not getting what you're saying. There is a method in the computer named network. It's also under the switch and oh. Gavindo, are you talking about something on the note or like 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 in the computer's file explorer, like in here, Gavidu. All right, okay, yes, yes. Now, I think you are referring to this particular thing, right? The network. Yeah, when you network the things, your network will be able to retrieve from this particular network discovery thing, right? So for the moment, it is in my computer, it is being blocked for the security purposes. So when you network, computers පහක් එක network වෙලා තියෙනවා නම්, you will be able to see all 5 computers right over here, right? So it has some configurations to be done to be retrieved, and yes, it is for network retrieval, right? Okay, so moving forward, yeah, this is about the Wi-Fi, the wireless fidelity. Actually, now it's actually not about the Wi-Fi. They are talking about Wi-Fi access points, right? So it's better you write Wi-Fi access points as the heading, right? Ranuja, yeah, yeah, Ranuja. Now Hub is sending all the message to all other computers in the network, and switch is sending to a specific computer. ඒ කියන්නේ message එකේ ලියලා තියෙනවා කාටද මේ message එක යන්න ඕනේ කියලා, මොන device එකටද යන්න ඕනේ කියලා. Switch is sending to that particular device, hub is sending to all the devices, right? That's the general thing. දැන් අපිට ඕනේ නම් එක message එකක් network එකක තියෙන devices ඔක්කොටම යවන්න purposely, right? We can use both hub and switch, right? If it is the thing that you are asking, අහන්නේ ඒක නම් ඒ කියන්නේ හැමෝටම message එකක් යවන්න ඕන නම් we can use both the devices. එතකොට හැමෝම receive කරනවා ඒක. But hub and switch in nature, අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් message එකක් යවන්නේ එක computer එකකින් එක device එකකින් එක device එකකට, right? Okay, so they are talking about the Wi-Fi access points. Now, Wi-Fi access points are there to have the network wirelessly among the devices, right? So using Wi-Fi access point, Rosira, I'll tell you, using the wireless access point, they give the ability to create a network without the wires, right? So that is the wireless access points helping you, right? So you can share an internet connection with them, and you can share your resources in between those things, right? So again, it's a radio wave that they are using to do the to establish the network wirelessly, right? So as we discussed, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, these technologies are based on the radio waves, right? So when you are writing this down, it's better you say wireless fidelity access points, right? Right, then you can write, like start writing from this point to this point. Right. So if you are done with the Wi-Fi, we are going to write about the router. Now the general picture of the router that you are getting, it is a device that we use to connect with the internet. But actually the connection with the internet is provided by the modem function inside the router, right? So in the routers that we use at our houses, it has many capabilities or many functions inside it. Routing functions is there, modem function is there, switching function is there, right? So as well as firewall function is there. So there are many different facilities or like functions or services in there. So the router, the name router generates due to the help of the data to route from one particular network to another particular network. එක network එකක ඉඳලා තව network එකකට ගමන් කරන්න පාර හොයලා දෙන එක function එක සම්බන්ධයෙන් තමයි router කියන word එක generate වෙන්නේ. Right? So the function of a router is helping to route, right? Rest of the things actually it's embedded inside the device as a facility. මොකද එහෙම නැති වුණොත් දැන් customers ලා විදිහට අපිට we have to buy all these different devices to do different things නේද? routing වලට route එකක් ගන්න වෙනවා, internet වලට modem එකක් ගන්න වෙනවා, Wi-Fi වලට wireless access point එකක් වෙනම ගන්න වෙනවා. So it's going to be a hassle, and like people will not use internet as much as they do today if it costs them that much, right? So what the industry has done is they have integrated all these things in a one particular device, and they name it as the router generally because it's a general purpose. Like the general purpose out of it is like connecting with the internet majorly, right? But we can do many different things. Right now in my institute, I am printing through my printer, like I'm sending the files through my router to the printer. So I'm connecting with the printer wirelessly. I use router to do that. So that is the general purpose of a router. එක්කෙනෙක් තව එක්කෙනෙක් එක කනෙක්ට් කරන එක. නැත්නම් එක network එකක් තව network එකක් එක්ක connect කරන එක. Right? So that what happens generally. So that is the function of a router, just the router, right? So as it says, so router can connect one particular network with another particular network. That is why we are given the facility to connect with the internet. Internet is a big network, and at our house, we are having a small network of ours, like your mobile phone, father and mother's mobile phones, some computers, tablets can be there. So it's a small network. So you can connect your small network with a big network through the router, right? And yeah, there is a question. Yes, how can we increase the Wi-Fi signal? Yeah, but now Tedara, it's not increasing the Wi-Fi signal though. It's like increasing the spread, or like can a Wi-Fi what receive when area එක ලොකු කරගන්න තමයි පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ wireless access points වලින්, right? You can't increase the strength of the Wi-Fi, right? මොකද අපි router එක ළඟටම යනකොට Wi-Fi connection එක strong, router එකෙන් පිටිපස්සට එන්න ඈත් වෙන්න Wi-Fi connection එක it's going to be weak. Now if you got a wireless access point at somewhere else in your house, so then you will be having a strong Wi-Fi signal through that wireless access point, right? So majorly අපේ wireless internet connection එක strong වෙන්න නම් the router should be placed in a place where it can receive a strong internet connection or strong radio signal, right? එතකොට يعني router එකට එන signal එක strong වෙන්න ඕනේ, අපේ internet connection එක strong වෙනවා. Spread එක වැඩි කරගන්න පුළුවන් using the wireless access points. Got it, Dua? Right. Okay, so let's write the things about the router. Hold on. Yeah. It's better you copy down the entire thing, right? Regarding the router. Right, okay. Yes. Yeah, people, I really don't know whether I have not on the record or pause the recording like until this point. I'll see, right, how it happens. Right, never mind. So like these are the things for the router. So these are the notes that we note down today. So if in case the recording is not happened, for the people who are watching this later, regarding the NIC, we wrote these two things, and regarding switch and hub, the highlighted parts are there to be copied. And regarding wireless fidelity, we wrote this, and regarding router, we write the entire thing. So let me highlight it so they won't miss what we have written. Right, so moving forward about the modem. Now modem, as I told you previously, so now in our routers, modem function is there. So modem, the function of the modem is it is converting the digital signal into an analog signal as well as analog into digital signals, right? So when we need to connect with the internet, we may need these particular conversions, right? Because a computer is a digital network, a digital computer which generates a digital signal, and we may connect in with the analog network as well. So digital signals are not being able to send through an analog network as it is, because analog network can communicate only analog signals. So digital signals should be converted into an analog signal before it's sent to an analog network. And in the other end, if it is a computer again to receive the data which we are sending from here to receive, again, the analog network is providing analog data to that computer. So that analog data should be reconverted into the digital data at the other end. දෙපැත්තක තියෙන computers දෙකක් analog network එකකින් නම් communicate කරන්නේ, analog network එකක් through නම් communicate කරන්නේ, computer එකේ generate වෙන digital data analog වලට convert කරගන්න ඕනේ very firstly, then analog network එක ඇතුලේ ගිහිල්ලා ඊට පස්සේ ආයි computer එකකට දෙන්න නම් that analog data should be converted into the digital again. This conversion, like from analog to digital and digital to analog, can be done by the device called modem. That is why modem is there, right? So modem, the word is been extracted from the two words which is called modulation and demodulation. As you can see in the note, they have illustrate how it happens, right? And yeah, that is the general, that is a purpose, that is a function of a modem, converting analog signals into digitals as well as digital into analog, right? So regarding the modem, we are going to write these things, right? And people, why we are talking about the modem regarding this, it is because it is the very first way of receiving the internet to our computers. Like unlike today, in the very old days means like not very old days, but like the days I was schooling in 2000s, right? So like and late 19s and 2000s, the starting of the 2000s. So we were having the internet through the telephone line, right? So what we were doing is, if we need the internet, we take out the we eject the telephone jack from the telephone and we connect it with our computer with the Rj45. So so what we were doing is like if we need to communicate with the if we need to communicate with the internet, they won't be able to have the telephone calls, right? ඒ කියන්නේ අපි ටෙලිෆෝන් ජැක් එක ගලවලානේ කම්පියුටර් එකට ගන්න. එතකොට ටෙලිෆෝන් කෝල්ස් එන්නේ නැහැ. ඉන්ටර්නෙට් පාවිච්චි කරනකම් ටෙලිෆෝන් එකට කනෙක්ට් වෙලා තියෙනකොට ඉන්ටර්නෙට් නැහැ. Right? So when we were connecting it to the internet, we need this device called modem. Right? Just a second, people. All right. So let's write down the things regarding the modem. Right. Let's you can start it from here. right? So, and at the topic, it's better you write this particular thing within brackets. Topic के में highlight करने के within brackets दिया गया, right? And this last line need to be written as the second point. Right, let me know when you are done, people. All right, two are done. How about others? All right, let's move forward. Is there anyone still writing? Please indicate. Okay. So moving forward, we are going to talk about the firewall, right? So firewall is the protector of a network, right? So whatever they are receiving from outside the network, firewall will check whether that particular data that they are receiving or whether that particular device that they are trying to access is authorized one or not, right? So only the authorized things or the people will be allowed to connect with the network. Others will be rejected, right? So that is why a firewall is there. Right now, uh, like දැන් සිංහල ක්ලාස් එකේදී මගෙන් අහපු ප්‍රශ්නයක් තමයි මේ වෛරස් ගාඩ් එකත් firewall එකක්ද නැත්නම් දෙන්නම එකද කියන එක. Like there are two functions, right? So like virus guard is specially made to like protect your computer from viruses, but it is not given the ability to protect your computer from unauthorized access, right? So for that, especially when it comes to a network, firewall is there to act and search that particular authorization and the unauthorization, right? So the only the authorized things or the people will be allowed to come inside and the others will not, right? So when safeguarding from the viruses, the virus guard can cooperate with the firewall and they can work together to protect a network, right? Okay, so regarding the firewall, write the very first line. Firewall is a network security. I'm sorry. අයියෝ කමක් නැහැ. ඒක නැතුව අපිට මෙතනින් පටන් ගන්න ලිව්වනම් වටිනවා. Anyway, if you have copied that down, මෙතනින් පටන් ගන්න ලිව්වත් ගැටලුවක් නැහැ. Right? So, yeah, these two lines. Ranuja, authorized means like ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට පුළුවන් network එකකට access කරන්න පුළුවන් කාටද කියන එක කලින් තීරණය කරන්න, right? හිතන්නකෝ website එකකට කියලා, right? that website එකකට අපිට දෙන්න පුළුවන් authorization හරියට අපි අපේ email බලාගන්න අපිට username password දීලා තියෙනවා හා සමානයි, right? ඊට වැඩිය security methods මෙතන යනවා. දැන් hacker කෙනෙක් හිතන්නකෝ hacker කෙනෙකුට network එකක් access කරන්න එයා try කරනකොට, so he is majorly blocked from the firewall. මොකද firewall hacker කෙනෙක් කියලා කියන්නේ he is an unauthorized person who is trying to access the network. So firewall knows who are given the authorization to get into the network. So it recognizes this hacker is someone alien, like someone outside the authorization ring. So it rejects, right? So something like that when it comes to the authorization running. It is the access that they are authorizing and unauthorizing. Okay, two are done. How about others? Right. So we are going to move forward. to talk about client-server network. Now, this client-server network, it's a general model that we talk when it comes to the networks. So, client is recognized as the person. Sorry, Anjana. So, get it done, get it done, get it done. Don't worry. Rusira, then api it's a good question. Rusira අහන්නේ virus unauthorized නේ. එතකොට virus එකේ virus guard එකේ වැඩේ firewall එකෙන් කරගන්න බැරිද කියලා. දැන් Rusira මේ දැන් මේ like that you can see on the as you can see on the picture, firewall is staying and guarding the entire network. දැන් ඔයා pen drive එකක හිතන්නකෝ infected pen drive එකක් තියෙනවා කියලා. So ඔයා pen drive එකක් ගෙනල්ලා ඔයාගේ network එකේ තියෙන machine එකකට plug කරොත් firewall won't be able to recognize that. මොකද ඔයා already දැන් ඔයා authorized person කෙනෙක් වාගේ වට network එකේ වැඩ කරන්න ඉඩ දීලා තියෙන්නේ. So සාමාන්‍යයෙන් network එකට එනවා වැඩ කරනවා network එකේ තියෙන machine එකකට you plug a pen drive which has been already infected. So firewall won't be able to recognize that පුතා. Right? මොකද firewall එකේ ඉන්නේ එලියෙන් කෙනෙක් network එක ඇතුළට එනකොට එයා ගැන හොයලා බලන්න. Right? data එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. කොහොමද data තමයි එන්නේ. පුද්ගලයෙක් කියන්නේ hacker කෙනෙක් hack කරනවා වුණත් he's hacking the data. Right? So එලියෙන් බාහිර වෙන external දේවල් ටික check කරගන්න තමයි the firewall is there. Right? So yes, when a virus is coming like outside the network through the firewall, then it won't allow. But in a case that I told you, it won't be. Anjana, are you done? Right. Okay, now regarding the client server network, as I told you, no worries, Anjana, no worries. Now, this model or this architecture is based on the service providing and service receiving, right? So when there is a computer that is able to give a service inside a network, it is called a server. Tedara will come to you, right? When a computer or a device is giving a service, it is called the server, and the computer or any other device receiving a service, it is called the client, right? And client will not receive the service like automatically. The client should ask for that particular service from a server to give that particular service from the server computer, right? So like the simple example that we can talk about is like when we are accessing a website. අපි website එකකට යනවා කියලා කියන්නේ we open our browser and we type www.something.com, right? So that is the request that we make. So browser will send that request to the particular computer which holds the website, right? Now, the computer that holds the website is called the web server. දැන් අපි 11 වසරේදී ඉගෙන ගන්නවා කොහොමද වෙබ්සයිට් එකක් ක්‍රියේට් කරන්න කියලා. There is a language called HTML. So once we create a website, we have to host that website. There is a process called hosting. So hosting කියලා අපි කරන්නේ the website will place on a computer where everyone can see and everyone can access, right? So then only a website will be visible to each other, like visible to everyone in the world, right? So when we are type in some web address on our browser, it means we are requesting from that particular computer to give its service towards us or towards our computer, right? So then when browser informs to that particular computer, okay, your website is asked to be retrieved in this particular device. So then that computer which holds the website will communicate the data to the asking device or to the requesting device, right? So my device, if I'm the one who's requesting the website, my device will be the client. The device that is providing me the website will be the server. So in web retrieving, we call that server a web server, right? When you are accessing your emails, that email facility is given by the email servers, right? So likewise, there are many different servers in the world. So if you really want to get to know about it, uh, we are talking about the servers in the network lesson in A-level ICT, right? So if you have an interest, you can taste it, right? In the network lesson, we are talking about many different servers and how they are servicing to the clients, right? So basically, the client server model is something like that. There is a one who is requesting the service and having the service. He is called the client, and there is someone who is providing the service. It is called the server, right? Okay, and Tedara, about your question, so how we know does the firewall is working or not? Now, it's like this too. A firewall, as the firewall says, in the note says, it is there as a hardware component or a software component, right? So if you got a software component, it is always having a control panel indicating like whether it is working or not, like in our computers. Now in my computer, now I can see my virus guard is working properly from this icon, right? A body shield, like a correction mark, so there is an indication. So likewise, if we are involving with a firewall, it indicates its status, whether it is on work or not, right? Then අපේ operating system එක ගත්තොත් operating system එකකට firewall එකක් තියෙනවා, right? ඔයගලන්ට සමහර programs install කරනකොට එහෙම messages ඇවිල්ලා ඇති. Windows firewall is not allowing you to do so. Please go there and do these things and these things කියලා නේද? This firewall is there to protect our computer majorly when we are connecting it to a network, right? We need that, right? So, and it is not a fully functional network, fully functional firewall like we can see it on the network, but it is a part of the virus guard in this computer. Again, මේ කොටස ගැන ගත්තොත් මේක දැන් අපි ඇත්තටම firewall එක කියලා කතා කරපු component එකේ fully functional එකක් නෙවෙයි මේ ඔයගලන්ට පේන්න තියෙන්නේ, right? But when you are connecting your computer into a network, this can be configurable as it working as a firewall, right? Got it? Now, if you think about the corporations like Google, Facebook, and all these big corporations, they have a hardware firewall as a separate device where they have all the connections, or like where they allow all the data to be flow through that particular device and come into the network, right? Okay, so regarding the client server network, yeah, so this picture will be handy, but let's draw a descriptive one, right? Yeah, first you better write the things regarding client server network. Start from here and up to this point. Copy it down, so I'll tell you what to be drawn. I'll draw it for you, then you can draw once I draw it. Yeah, Binati, the topic is the client server network. Dua. I'm sorry, I couldn't mention that. So the topic will be client server network. Right. Okay, let's wait another minute for others to get done. Right. Yeah, people, is everyone done? Can we move to the drawing part? Right. So I'm moving to the drawing part. In the client server network, you can draw it like this. You name this as server. And you name this as clients. This is client 1. This is client 2. This is client 3. And from dotted lines, indicate the request. Service request. Right? Then they will provide the service. So everyone is having a service request. Then they are providing the service. Right. So yeah, draw something like this. Right. Okay, one is done. How about others? Right. So that is the story regarding the client and server networks. Right. So moving forward, we are going to talk about the type of computer networks. Right. Now you will find some words like local area network, that things that we have talked about. So when it comes to the computer networks, uh, there are three major categories. There are many other categories as well, but three major categories that we are talking about is called LAN, MAN, and WAN. So LAN stands for local area network, MAN stand for metropolitan area network, and WAN stand for wide area network, right? So this is basically based on the geographical area of the network, right? So if your geographical area is smaller in size, we call it a local area network, a LAN. So what you can see in your school computer labs and some of these little like floors, or like the places where it has a very little spread of in geographically, we can address it as a local area network. So small space means it can be a classroom, it can be a floor of a building, right? Or it can be a small room, right? So like not more than like 100 computers, right? So we call it a local area network, right? So it's small in size, right? So it is a LAN. Yes, Lisa, a home network can be taken as a LAN. And be like, without coming the man, I'll go to the van. Then after I'll come to the man, because it's easy for me to explain, like when you know LAN and WAN about the man. And WAN indicates the wide area network. So it should be a very large geographical area for the WAN, or to recognize it as a WAN, right? So like if you can see a network which spreads over some countries, right? Or over some what we call some continents, right? We call it a wide area network. So the best wide area network that you can see or you can experience is the internet, right? Because it covers the entire globe, right? So it is a huge network, right? A huge geographical area uh, where that network has been spread. So it is called wide area network, or WAN. Now, when it comes to the man, it is something bigger than the van, but smaller than the van, right? So in general, we can say a metropolitan area network can be taken like several number of floors which contains LANs. When LANs are connected to each other, we call it a MAN, right? So when several LANs are connected with each other, it creates a metropolitan area network, right? So it can be like number of floors on a building, or maybe some like number of buildings are connected together. Like if you take a university, like university can have like many faculties, and each and every faculty can have like 2 to 3 computer labs. So those computer labs individually can be considered as local area networks. And when those uh, local area networks or computer labs are connected with each other, it creates a metropolitan area network. So it is not huge as wide area network, but not smaller as the local area network, right? So that is the story about the LAN, MAN, and WAN, right? Okay, so have the topic type of computer networks, right? And I need you to draw this diagram, copy this diagram to your book. Are we done, people? Right. So let's proceed. So they are describing about local area network, metropolitan, and the wide area. So it's better we write down it in a simple manner, right? So local area network have the subheading people. So what are we going to say? Yeah, it's better you write down the entire thing. Okay, moving to the metropolitan area network. So yes, that has to be written from top to bottom, right? Those are some small points, so there is nothing to be get rid of. And go with the wide area network entire thing as well, people. Right. So next is about the network topologies, which we are going to discuss on next week, people. So it's sharp 7:15. So I'm going to end the session from this point. If you got any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, you can leave the session. Thank you very much, people. Have a very good night. Right. I'll see you for the same time at next week. Right. Thank you very much, people. Have a very good night.